What's going on, guys? I'm Dan. This is Sin Waters, and I was tagged by my homeboy Mike from 5280 Cents for my 10 fragrances for life. Like to hear what they are? Just stay tuned. So, another tag going around, 10 fragrances for life. No need to beat around the bush, and let's get straight to it. Number 10 on my list is from the house of Burberry, and it's called Touch. Burberry Touch. Great memories associated with this prom night, first fragrance that I ever bought with my own hard-earned money. It's a great, fresh, clean, powdery fragrance that I just can't get enough of. It actually gets good compliments from a lot of people, certain people, but Burberry Touch, number 10 on my list for 10 fragrances for life. Number 9 on my list is the first Creed fragrance that I picked up, and it actually holds great value to me because I like it a lot. It's not like a flop fragrance that does not work. The longevity is not bad for me. Great spring clean fragrance. Number 9 on my list, Creed Green Irish Tweed. Pretty much gave the whole description. Great clean green fragrance that is my first fragrance from a niche side that I picked up, and it works very well for me and gets good attention. Green Irish Tweed is more of a niche version of Cool Water from Davidoff, which this one came first. So number 9 on my list is Green Irish Tweed from Creed. Number 8 on my list is from Paco Rabbane, and this one is 1 Million Lucky. Plum, hazelnut, honey. Great fragrance that seems like it wouldn't work for the spring or any hot weather, but it has a slight freshness in it where I feel that it still would work. Not everybody's gonna agree with me, but in my opinion, this one is a fragrance that caught my attention and has stuck to me more than any of the other fragrances in this line of Paco Rabanne. This plum, nutty, sweet fragrance has no sentimental value to me, but it's just a great fragrance that I like. And I don't see myself going without it, even though I haven't used it as much as I should, which I think that should change. This might be my scent of the day sometime next week. Number 8 on my list, 1 Million Lucky. 10 for life. Number 7 on my list is a staple in the fragrance community, especially when it comes to date nights, and the only problem with it is the longevity, but it's such a great scent that not many people care. And this one's from Dolce & Gabbana. It's called The One EDP. Dolce & Gabbana, The One EDP, date night approved, tobacco, boozy, warm fragrance. Not the best performing fragrance, but in my opinion, it really doesn't matter. When you're on a date night, I don't know how long your dates are, but if they're going past 4 to 5 hours, it ain't a date, it's a situation. A fragrance that I feel that is a staple for most date night lists, especially in the designer side. Great fragrance, great pickup. In my opinion, 10 for life. I don't see myself going without it. Dolce & Gabbana, The One EDP. Number 6 on my list is actually a clone. In my opinion, this fragrance works better than the actual original. And a lot of people would disagree with me, but if you've tried this one, you know what I'm talking about. This one's from Alexandria, and this one's called Royal Equestrian. Royal Equestrian from Alexandria Fragrances is their take on Layton from Parfums de Marley. In my experience, this one has gotten a lot more attention than Parfums de Marley Layton. Just as good of a longevity, probably even longer, projects a little bit more, and actually has a better sillage for me. This is my second bottle of Royal Equestrian, and the Layton has gotten more work, more play, but that's me trying to see if it can catch up to this one, Royal Equestrian. But so far, it hasn't caught up to this whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, Layton gets compliments, but nowhere near as much as Royal Equestrian does. So in my opinion, if you have the two or have planned on testing the fragrance in general, that's fragrance DNA, Layton, try out Royal Equestrian. So number 6 on my list from Alexandria Fragrances, Royal Equestrian. Number 5 on my list is from the house of Byron Parfums, and this one is one of the bangers, one of the original fragrances that came out from the line, and I think it's more popular than all the rest of the fragrances in the line, and this one's called Mula. Peach, caramel, and I think there's a little bit of oud in the background, but I don't really detect it, but it lasts long. It's a great sweet caramel fragrance, fruity fragrance, but it's very unisex. Lasts a long time and is great for dates, great for casual situations, especially in the cooler weather. Not so much for the hot weather, but for me, this one is something that I don't plan on running out of. And honestly, if I were to get lower on this, probably at the half mark, I think I would get one of the newer bottles just so I can keep this one, because from what I hear, there has been a reformulation. If that's the case, I'd rather keep this one around. But with all that being said, Mula from Byron Parfums. Number 4 on my list is from the house of Roja Dove, and this one is from their Parfum Cologne line, and this one is Creation E, which is Enigma. Creation E, boozy, fizzy, Coca-Cola, warm vibe. This is a confusing fragrance because it doesn't make sense to me, but it smells so good. It's an enigma. So Creation E, a fragrance that is weird enough that it intrigues me. It doesn't make sense, but I like it. So I like it and I want it in my collection for life. It is what it is, 10 for life. Number 4, Creation E. Number 3 on my list of 10 fragrances that I want to keep for life is from the house of Parfums of Marley, and this one's called Pegasus. Almond, creamy, beast of a fragrance. If you smell Dior Hypnotic, that's a fragrance that it kind of resembles, or is, I don't know if it's a clone of, but this is a more masculine version of it in my opinion. Not only is it because of those reasons why I like this fragrance and want to have it in my collection for life, 10 for life, but it's a sentimental aspect because this one was a gift, a birthday gift from my best friend, and I don't see myself getting rid of this or getting rid of the scent out of my collection. So number 3 on my list from Parfums of Marley, Pegasus. Number 2 on my list is from the house of Alexandria, which this one has made quite a few lists, but for good reason, and this one's called Tuscan King. Tuscan King, Ventus and Tuscan Leather. In my opinion, one of Alexandria's best fragrances ever. I like this fragrance a lot. It doesn't look like I've used it that much. I've used it quite a bit, but with that big collection, you try a lot of things and you don't get to use it as much. But this one, every time I wear it, gets great compliments, gets great wear. And honestly, it was a shirt I sprayed it on last week and I can still smell it on the shirt this week. I know obviously I didn't wash it yet, but I got laundry to do, but whatever. Tuscan King, one of the 10 fragrances that I want to keep for life. Sorry for being anticlimactic for the number 1, but if you know me, you already know what it is, and nothing here has changed its position in my collection. But with that being said, number 1 fragrance that I want to keep in my collection for life, Pineapple Vintage Intense. A Ventus with more pineapple. It is what it is. This is my second bottle, and I've had other iterations of Pineapple Vintage Intense or Emperor, whatever. But this one is the one that gets the most work. I like it a lot. So 10 for life. I don't see myself going without this one. 10 for life. Pineapple Vintage Intense, number 1. So there you go, guys. That's my 10 fragrances that I plan on keeping for life. Thank you, Mike, from 5280 Cents for tagging me in this. So the 3 people I'm going to tag: Josh Scent Review, Fragrance Journey, and Maite. 10 fragrances for life. All dope fragrances in my opinion. But at the end of the day, still scent the water.